Hello, my name is Benjamin Diebling. I'm the director at Quantic. My job is to direct the actors and stunt teams on the motion capture set for all the cinematic and characters movement in our games. Today, I would like to talk about the art of motion capture and the technology behind it. So, let's get started. Quantic's history with motion capture goes way back to the mid-90s. The first game ever developed by the studio is called Omicron: The Nomad Soul. It was already pioneering motion capture in video game. Back in those days, our game director and founder David Cage used motion capture to create body animation for the combat and action scene, as well as cutscene. Then, in the year 2000, Quantic decided to have his own filming set within his facility and got equipped with optical camera. Even though the technology was still in its infancy, our second game, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, used it extensively. Evolving over the years through Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, the motion capture set became a performance capture set, allowing for full actor's performance rather than only capturing body movement. Today, the set is used almost every day for our own production as well as third-party projects. The art of motion capture can be separated in two categories. First, capturing body movements. This is a classic motion capture process, which includes body, arms, legs, head, and even fingers if needed. Then, we have performance capture, which is motion capture including face and voice as well. So, what do we use motion capture for? Well, the obvious answer is cinematic. This is the most known use of performance capture, with the actor's full performance being turned into cutscene for our games. Motion capture is also used for body animation and motion kits. Every time you see a character moving in one of our games, someone in real life on this set I'm standing in today has been filmed doing the exact same move. Then, we also use motion capture for our trailers and short movies. Between motion capture and keyframing animation, there is no right or wrong solution. Each technique has its own pros and cons. So, at Quantic, we've always favored motion and performance capture because we feel like it's the most efficient and accurate for what we want to achieve. With motion capture, you get real-time results with less post-production work to do. It also matches perfectly the actor's performance and director's vision, which is what we look for in our cinematic and story-driven games. And if we need, we can shoot up to 12 people live on set. On the other hand, keyframing is cheaper, but it takes much more time and makes it harder to get a natural feel. And because Quantic always looked for matching reality as close as possible, the studio invested early on this technology. Quantic's set is one of the biggest in Europe. It is equipped to catch data in an 11 by 6 meters volume and 4 meters height. To achieve this, we have 73 Vicon T160 optical camera and several reference cameras, so we never miss a beat. Motion capture is based on camera, catching the body's markers our performers have on their suits. With 56 markers on the body, then turned into spatial data, even the tiniest body motion can be tracked live. For performance capture, we add an helmet with a head-mounted camera and a microphone. The facial and eye motions are then processed as data by a post-production software. And when the volume isn't wide enough, we use a standalone suit to capture the 3D data without the need of a camera. This solution isn't yet as accurate, but if we need to shoot an action scene, such as a character running a long distance, then this is a perfect technology to complete everything we already have here on the set. To fully operate the system, one person can be more than enough, but it's easier with a full team. The core team is made of 3 persons and it can grow depending on the needs. Then, we have a props team, as well as sound and animation team working closely with the motion capture team. All around, almost every person working at Quantic relies from time to time on the motion capture team. It is truly the heart of the studio. The shooting process always starts with the game design documents provided by the game director, and his writing team. It defines every kind of move a character will ever do in a given project. In every scene it will appear. From this narrative document, I, as a director, can then imagine the body language we want to give to this character. What's their mood, how do they move, what kind of movement they can achieve, and so on. Once we have defined this and cast an actor for the part, we jump into the shooting process itself. The steps are always the same. The motion capture team starts by calibrating the optical camera to be sure they are all synchronized and run smoothly. Then, we equip the actors with their specially made suits. We add the markers, and then goes a specific set of movements called range of motion, ROM. This little dance is used to calibrate the solving skeleton, which is the data assembled as a rough body representation. This skeleton moves precisely according to what the actors are doing on the set. And once all these steps are finished, we can start filming. The delivering process is also very specific. Once a scene has been filmed, we get a cloud of dots. Every dot is a special data of a marker caught by 3 optical cameras. The motion capture team has to clean this data, then turn them into a skeleton before sending the solved skeleton to the animation team. The animation team takes this data onto the final in-game character. A quick word on props. We have a dedicated team to craft these items that are physical objects used to mimic the feel of real-life objects. It can be anything, really, as long as it has at least 4 markers on it. The only limitation is that these props need to be as close as possible to the 3D assets from the game. If the character is supposed to hold a phone or drive a car, then the prop has to match the size of the set phone or car. Props are also used to replicate the 3D space of a scene for actors to navigate within a given space. Let's say we have a character in a room filled with furniture, then we must replicate this room and furniture so the actor can move accordingly to what the artists and level designers are creating. Now that you've learned everything about our technology and process with motion capture, let's jump into some questions and answers. Is there any major difference when doing motion capture for video games versus videos, trailers and movies? In fact, absolutely not. Here at Quantic Dream we shot videos, trailers, movie and video game exactly on this stage. So in a technology and artistic point of view is exactly the same. Are there any effective solutions for non-humanoid animal motion capture? What are the major challenges faced by the industry and academia? We can capture everything on this stage. An elephant and a spider, we can really capture everything. So basically, the question is more, do we want to capture everything here? As a director, I think it's really easier to direct a human than an elephant. Do different animation styles require different capturing techniques? Absolutely no. In fact, it's more a question of casting than a technique on stage. It requires exactly the same technology to arrive to different animation styles. Where should we start to increase accuracy when capturing data? Everything we shot here has the same level of quality. When we shoot a motion kit or when we shoot an action sequence, it has the same result and the same level of quality. How do you direct motion capture performers to achieve better in-game results? So that's basically my job. I direct on this stage the same way I will direct on a movie stage or a theater stage. I just try to create the good emotion with the actor and the performers. Another tip is when you cast an actor or a performers is try to find an actor who have a little bit of your character's DNA. What are the things motion capture studios could do during early game pre-production that will lead to better artistic outcomes in the final game? Oh, that's a really interesting question. In fact, everything is based on a good planning. Planning is the secret. When you arrive on stage and you are well prepared, you can create and improvise on stage. And if you are not prepared and if you don't have a good planning, everything is chaos and you don't want that on your production. So be prepared and have a good planning. Now, as a conclusion, even though it can be seen as a rather complicated and costly process, motion capture is in fact the best way to create natural human animation results in the fastest time possible. There is really nothing that a real-life person can do that cannot be replicated in a video game by using this technology. And we can achieve this in real time no matter how complex the animation needs to be. Of course, motion capture and performance capture are the best way to give life to what the game designers have in mind, adding an extra spark of soul with the actor's performance. Anything done or said on the set can be turned into a video game animation. This is how we can convey a human and natural feel to our games. And then, with a good story and a strong art direction, you can dream of anything and we will make it happen. Thank you for watching us today. We hope that you have enjoyed this introduction to motion capture technology. Au revoir.